and a long time coming, but I'm just super grateful to be here and to be able to be part of someone's future. Is pretty special and obviously new to me. I've kind of bounced around looking to find a home, and just super grateful and super excited. I know we're building towards something special here, and just to be part of that in the future, and helping everyone along the way. It's pretty cool, and still trying to process it all. I feel like it's kind of, we had the game last night, and it was kind of a roller coaster, obviously, of a game, but it was a great game and great result at the end. And so yeah, it's been kind of a lot, but it's just been super grateful and just excited to get it going and continue to work with the fellas here.
If you look into your crystal ball 3 years ago and you would tell yourself in 3 years, I'm signing a 5 year, $28 million contract, what would you tell your younger self?
um like I think being a little bit of disbelief maybe, but a little bit of shock. But I've always just believed that things would work out at the end. Just continue to play the right way and do all the little things and try to be a pro and continue just to learn and grow my game. And um, I think that's the you just got to double down kind of on your belief in yourself. And I think at times it's hard, obviously, with a lot of adversity in the way sometimes, and some um, hardships along the way. But I obviously wouldn't change it for the world, and it's kind of shaped me for who I am. And I've been really fortunate too. I've worked with a lot of good people and coaches, and like the saying is, "What it takes a village to raise a kid or child," and it's so true. Like I've been really grateful to be in this position. And so many people that I've run into have helped me and allow me to continue to grow and kind of transform a little bit. And I'm thankful for all their help along the way too. And I know just bouncing around. I think I did the math the other day. It was like, I've been 8 years pro or whatever, and haven't been in the NHL the whole time, but just in the NHL alone, I think I've had 9 coaches now. So like all those coaches along the way, just I try to be a little bit along, from each one. And now I'm really excited to learn from more so. And his fire and his passion's contagious and kind of resonates with the group, and he's just such a great leader. So now I'm just excited to be here and continue to get this thing going and continue to keep rolling.
And then just one more from me. Just when did this all kind of come together, right? We knew we asked you yesterday kind of about the trade rumor speculations, you're focused on the game, but when did you and maybe your agent kind of get together with Mike and really hash this out?
Um, yeah, I've just been fully trusting Juddy, in this process. And he's been such a huge part, obviously, and supporting me and just trusting me and walking me through it. I think things got finalized probably yesterday at some point. And I've just been trying to wait, be patient for updates from him and let him do his thing. And I just, for us, we were just eager to get some done, obviously. But just having the peace of mind and be able to move forward, and being here is something that was really like that we wanted. And it's kind of hard to see and value a place when you're not there. And when the trade happened, it's kind of like didn't exactly know where everything would go and stuff, so it was a little uneasy at times. But all that to say, we got here and just super in love with being here so far. And I'm just really excited to continue to grow, grow this future together, and with this group here.
Awesome. Thanks. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Eric? Hey, Kiefer, congratulations on the deal.
Thank you very much.
Hey, speaking of fire and passion, you showed a lot of that last night, particularly on your game-winning goal there. I know you weren't thinking about the contract, obviously, at the time, but it almost looked like a celebration. The celebration it almost looked like you showed you wanted to stay in San Jose. How much did you feed off of the crowd there, and how much did the crowd feed off of you?
Yeah, it was a crazy game. It was a roller coaster. Obviously it's a game momentum, and we thought we had a good lead going in the third. Then we kind of got things, ruffled some feathers a little bit. But the great part was that it wasn't just me. I know sometimes get animated at times, but to see all the other guys jumping in for each other, standing up for each other, getting after it after the whistle, getting the crowd into it, like that's something that's contagious. And yeah, it's watching it back, it was pretty. Sometimes after games, it's kind of hard to process things, but after rewatching the game last night, it was just super like just funny and exciting too, like how everyone's just committing to each other. And the tank is obviously buzzing again, and feeling that energy is obviously contagious for us, and we feed off of them. And it's just super. Yeah, I mean that third period was crazy. Even the second period at the end there, Mac made a hell of a play, and then we followed it up. And yeah, so it's like I said, the game's always about energy and momentum and stuff. And uh, just getting the crowd into it and having the late winner was pretty special. And I feel like it's been a long, few weeks here, with everything kind of heating up, but just super, like I said, super excited and just super, kind of fired up to obviously get that win. And, we got to continue to get these wins here and stack them up to give us ourselves a chance, obviously, to fight our way into the playoffs here. And, obviously the energy is a big part of that, and continuing to ride that momentum and, instilling that energy within our group.
You've become a fan favorite at your stops.
Mhm.
What does that mean to you? And how much are you kind of even looking forward to kind of becoming that in San Jose?
Um, yeah, that's I just try to show up and I always say, but put my work boots on each and every day and kind of rinse and repeat. And um, I think naturally the fans kind of appreciate, some, the guys that, can obviously give it all, try to give it all, everything. And that's just something that I try to do, obviously, is inject that life and energy into our group. And got to be smart with it sometimes. Like I got us kind of into it and was fired up, and then all of a sudden, they came back and scored three last night. So it's like, that's also the game within the game, and trying to understand the momentum swings, and trying to understand, like, when we have it, build it, but we don't want to give it away. And that's something that too I've tried to learn and value over the years. I had a great mentor in Nashville, and Danny Hino, and he was kind of that rat in Colorado and kind of did those things. But he's a great mentor for me, and kind of understanding the value of doing all the little things, and trying to get the guys going at times and ruffle some feathers at times. But yeah, I try to inject some life and some energy, and bring some guys in the fight a little bit. Because it's contagious, and it's what we need at this time of the year. The second half is such a grind and such a sprint. And ultimately, that's what the playoffs are about. That's what we're trying to build, and that's our goal. And you saw a little bit of that last night, that desperation, that hunger, and that fire. So continue to try to stoke that and build that. And we'll try to keep buzzing here, and keep these wins coming.
And just one more from me. Um, you've talked at times about that path to get here, unconventional to say the least.
Hmm.
What what do you say about the player that you have now become, and how important was this contract for you? You know, given where you are at your in your hockey career, and just whether it was going to come from the Sharks or if it came to it somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the business side of it, and that's like the side that players play, and that stuff kind of is, that's not our specialty, and we kind of let trust our agents to do take care of that. Obviously, just to be somewhere long term and have a commitment from the team is something really special, and super exciting for me, just to finally call a place home and continue to build towards something that's longer term. Obviously I've bounced around, um, and I've always been trying to push for something like that. But there's different timings that of organizations and teams that kind of go into play, and there's so many decisions that obviously got to be made. So yeah, I don't know, just I'm just super excited, and just super thrilled to be here and be part of a group. And I really appreciate, obviously, the faith that Greersy and the management and more so and the organization have placed because it's obviously a lot of faith in a player and it goes way back. Obviously, I think their interest has been a while now, so they did their homework and you ultimately want to be somewhere where you're wanted and where you're appreciated and loved, and I think that's a big part of it too is having that family relationship and that brotherhood that we talk about and building towards something together. And I'm just, yeah, super grateful. And you just want to make everyone proud, obviously, and continue to push this thing forward. And it's an exciting time, I think, for our group right now, to be on the mend. And obviously things have taken a turn, I think, quicker than probably most people would have expected, but shows the group and the vision that the organization has been following, for some time. And it's, I'm coming in at a time where, we get to reap the benefits, but it's truthfully like, everyone's setting um, those boundaries and those um, bricks or whatever you want to call those fundamentals and those footsteps for a long time. And so now it's just exciting to kind of hop on the train here and like I said, keep it rolling. And this is a longer term thing that I'm just excited to be where you're wanted, ultimately.
Thanks again, Keeper. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you, Eric.
Shang.
Hey, Kiefer, congratulations.
Thank you.
Was yesterday when you knew that the contract talks were trending well, or did you know before then?
Um, I'm just trying to be patient, just focus on playing. I know there's a lot of noise out there, so I just try to what's going on here? Sorry. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, you're good.
Um, yeah, I just try to focus on playing. Like these games are so important at this time of the year. And we're right on the cusp right now, and uh, I think I kind of heard that things were trending in the right direction, and that their talks were kind of progressing. So I was just hopeful that we could get it done and just move forward. Obviously, it's kind of been lingering, and so I'm just super relieved and super excited to kind of finally get it done. And like I said, just commit to the team and have the team commit is just such a blessing, and truthfully, just so grateful.
You mentioned Dan High Note. Who are some of the people who believe most in you, drove you to success in your 20s, when your career was kind of bouncing around there between the NHL and AHL?
I mean, there's so many. There's too many. Like a lot of people in this industry like give up so much of their time and effort. So I can't even remember all of them. Danny Hino was a big part in Nashville to helping me understand like I adapt or die basically. Like I was trying to just find a way to stick and how to transform my game a little bit. I know when I was in Colorado, I thought I was ready to be part of their team, and whatever happened. And Crow and the A really helped me mature and grow my game mentally and emotionally a little bit. Um, yeah, it's kind of hard to recount everyone, but yeah, there's truthfully, like I said, I'm just so grateful to have such been worked with so many people along my time here. And I think it's kind of everyone's win, I guess, if you say, because there's been so many people that have impacted me along this journey. And I've had great teammates along the way too, and try to understand and pick their brains. And um I don't know, there's probably too many to say, and obviously like things kind of took off in Van, but super grateful for even talk, just and footy kind of allowing me to kind of do my thing and take the next step there. I know I never really told anyone this, and I don't know if he would would want me sharing, but talk pulled me aside last year in New Jersey, I think, and I was kind of going through some ups and downs, in my game. And he kind of pulled me aside and kind of gave me that belief. He's like, he said something along the lines of like, don't settle for like good, like you can be a good player. And I remember he's like, you can be a $5 million player, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, as a player, you don't really like try to focus on that thing, because I think sometimes it can be a distraction. Focus on that stuff outside of playing and stuff. But obviously it's related. But to have a coach even saying the words that I had never had a coach that had instilled that kind of belief in me, and even put something, and Tuck is such a wonderful guy who obviously was a hell of a player and so nails and um but he kind of instilled that like that was even a possibility. I never had a coach. I was always just trying to scratch and claw just to make it, but to have a coach kind of instill a little bit of belief and just throw it out there, like don't settle for keep pushing yourself, like you can be a whatever he said. And I just always remember taking that away, so that like there's things along the journey that kind of resonate and really um fueled me even more. And I, like those kinds of conversations really go a long way. And I think as the game kind of progresses, when you have coaches that care and continue to like build a relationship, the players can kind of obviously benefit from that. And just yeah, I don't know, just super grateful. And I think that those are some of the guys that come to mind. But truthfully, there's been so many. Bruno stuck with me in Nashville. Obviously we had the second half push there, and um, so I there's kind of too many to kind of go through right now. Maybe we can do this, and kind of go through it. But like I said, I'm just really grateful for everyone that's kind of helped me along the way, and um, kind of added tools to the toolbox per se, and just helped me grow my game.
You've only been in San Jose for a month and a half. What made you fall in love with San Jose so quickly, and make sure that this is a place that you wanted to be long term?
I mean, everything, like everything. First the hockey and the team. Like, I wanted to obviously bring and kind of add to the identity, but from the hockey front, from the coaching, and just from the players, the group, like just everything. The identity that we're trying to build, and um, even the San Jose area is starting to appreciate it more, as time goes on. And it's funny because me and my wife Ariel got married this summer up in Carmel, and that was her first time ever being to California. It's kind of just so random, and then all kind of things kind of come full circle, a few months later, and now we're expecting. So just I think the balance of the lifestyle, outside the ring too, is something that's San Jose has so many great areas, for us to raise a family, and taking the next step towards fatherhood, because that's coming quickly. And then you look at the hockey thing, side of things, and just see how things are trending. And, I think being competitive is something that was really important to us in this decision. Is, we want to continue to push and grow. And this isn't some outside. This is about continuing to grow towards something special here and build towards something. And ultimately, it's about winning. Like the you only get so many cracks at it in your career, and to be part of a group that is going to be competitive and push for things here, and hopefully sooner than later. That's like the most exciting part. Like as a competitor, you want the chance just to get a chance, right? And that's why you do it, and that's why you play, and continue to grow and elevate. So just like I said, super excited to be part of a group that is pushing already, and we're going to continue to push this thing forward, and see how far we can take it. And there's obviously special things brewing in the future.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Curtis.
Hey, congratulations on the contract here.
Thank you.
Did you any chance you heard from Rick today after that deal was finalized?
Sorry, you broke up there. Did I hear what?
Did you hear from Rick Tocchet today at all after that deal was announced or traded or finalized?
Uh, not yet, not yet. I don't. Him being part of another team probably isn't. I don't know. But all this to say, I'm very grateful for him and our time in Van, obviously last year, and um, but no, I haven't heard from him yet.
Yeah, I mean, this is I mean, your game doesn't change at all, but do the expectations change now that you're, one of the higher paid forwards on the team? Did the expectations for yourself change in any way?
I mean, yeah, you definitely demand more. And like I said, just but I try to just focus on what you can control, and and that's showing up to the rink every day, putting the work in, and the two things you control are your work and your attitude. So I'm going to continue to show up and try to push the guys and continue to try to stoke the fire within our group. But I'm just super excited to obviously have something a little bit longer term here, and just obviously gonna make everyone do my best to make everyone proud. And it's also a game that I think people try. People pay a lot of money and spend a lot of time and energy. And they want to be proud of the product that our team produces and has. So I just continue to do me, be me, and our team will continue to focus on playing our game and playing the right way, and the rest will take care of itself, and hopefully we'll continue to make people proud. You guys still there?
Curtis, you have another one?
I'm sorry. I appreciate your time, Kiefer. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
We can take a few more here. We'll start with Mahal.
Hi, Kiefer. A huge congratulations to you. That's nothing short of a monumental achievement in the last couple of years that what you have achieved here. So huge
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now to take things on a lighter side. So when you got married last year, was this even in your spectrum a possibility of being here in San Jose?
No, not at all. I mean, we were just uh no, not at all. It's like I said, it's funny how things kind of happen full circle, and trusting God and his plan. And no, we never would have thought that. We were obviously, we had one good year in Vancouver, and we're hopeful that the year was going to turn out better than it had last year. And at the time we were trying to move things along in Vancouver, but never in my a million years would we have thought that we would be here. And all that to say, we couldn't be more excited now that it's official and that we're here.
Yeah, I know you're very excited, about the team and about the future potential and how well you sort of fit in here. Well, how excited is Ariel about this area and sort of spending the next few years here and like you said, raising a family?
Yeah, yeah, super excited. I think that's one of the blessings of our game is you get to, obviously travel to different areas and live in different areas and kind of get immersed in their communities and the culture and get to know people from, different backgrounds. And we've had such great experiences, and I've been very blessed to play in some great cities and communities. And I'm just super excited to be here now and continue to immerse ourselves in the community and get to know the people and the culture and the restaurants and all that. I know food's obviously a big thing, and we appreciate that side of things. So yeah, just again, very very exciting.
And the last thing for me, I know there's a lot of things you mentioned that you liked about the Sharks and about the team, but if you had to pick one most important thing to you, what would that be?
I mean, just being competitive. You want to win. Like I don't think, um, and that was something that I made very clear to Juddy was, I wanted a team with a vision and on the either competitive now or on the rise, and we're both. And so that's the exciting part is kind of checking all those boxes. And as also too, like it's not like I'm coming out of my entry level, right? Like I'm 30. I want to win. I want to continue to help these guys. I was part of the Colorado group, and saw obviously what it took when they won their cup, and all the little things. And I was just kind of getting started, per se. But all those things and lessons about what it takes and how competitive those guys are. And that's, I think, just being competitive is such an important aspect to trying to win now and push this thing, fast. It's not about, down the road. Like we can do some special things, and all you got to do is give yourself a chance to get in the dance, and that's what we plan on doing and giving ourselves, the best chance possible. So I'm just, like I said, there's too many, I guess, to kind of say what's the most important or aspect, but I'm just, it's kind of checking a lot of boxes, obviously, and just super excited to continue to compete with these guys here and uh, keep her going.
Well, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll go to MDS and then finish up with Shang.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got
Hello.
you.
Hey, Kiefer, congratulations on the contract. This is Marcus D. Smith with the USA Today. I just wanted to ask a few questions. Kind of take me through kind of that process and tell me how you're feeling right now. Does this lift any stress off you, or how are you feeling at this point?
Um, yeah, I'm just like I said, just super grateful and just to have this opportunity. Super hungry to continue to grow and build and push the guys and learn from the guys here and um just ready just to take that stuff now is taken care of that I can just go to work and play hockey and be free and there's levels that I want to continue to push my game towards and grow towards and continue to elevate the impact that our group can have. So I think that's just kind of the initial thoughts and stuff, and just kind of ready to get going, and looking forward to our next game against St. Louis. Like these games are fast and coming quick, so we're just super excited and looking ready for the next one right now.
I mean, obviously, you were traded here, so the desire was there, but just kind of how reassuring is it for you to have this deal done? That that what you bring to the table is really desired and really sought out here.
Yeah, it's been a long process. There's a lot of long nights and stress along the way, and I think that's ultimately what makes it worth it. But there are definitely times too going through it that you're like, are we gonna make it work kind of thing? But I think that's where you just leave it to my agent Juddy and let him take care of it and work his magic and just trust the process. But yeah, I'm just so thrilled to be here and it's such a fun group. There's so many great personalities here and still learning my way around some of their language and inside jokes and stuff and just to have a fun culture and fun locker room too is so important. The seasons are, there's obviously a lot of ups and downs, but when you have a lot of fun personalities and good guys and good people, it makes it a lot more enjoyable and makes it all worth it. So I'm just really excited to continue to, get to know the guys and, like I say, sometimes ruffle some feathers along the way.
I love that. I love that. I want to follow up on that. So, I mean, obviously, it's something that got done, and it was going to get done between the agent and between your agent and Mike and everybody. But what was there some kind of hesitance, like is it going to get done or anything like that?
Uh, I mean, as I think patience is something that we've had to learn, and obviously was about to be a father, so I'm just gonna have to learn some more. But yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm like super grateful for Greerzy, like I said, and the whole organization to believe and commit to us, and um, yeah. But there's definitely times too, right? Like we're people, and there's times where you're a little doubtful of the what's going to happen and then the possibilities of just the unknown. I think it's very natural, but then you just kind of have to rewire and kind of force yourself into just trusting the process and letting everything take care of itself. And at the end of the day, all you can do is control what you can and focus on coming to the rink every day, like I said, with a good attitude and good work ethic, and hopefully those things will fall into place.
How exciting is it, to get this contract done, especially kind of as this team is starting to take that turn?
Yeah, super exciting, super exciting. Like I said, I've said it a couple times now, but there's just a lot of special things brewing and a lot of things on the rise, and I'm just super blessed to be alongside them now and this whole team and the path that we're on. So we'll continue to push each and every day and push each other and see how far we can take it and but ultimately it's a huge challenge for us and that's what you want, right? Like I said, just competing each and every day, the stakes get higher and push comes to shove, you kind of see who's built for it, and if we're ready for it. But it's just super motivating and fueling for us too.
And one of the last couple of things. Put 3 words to describe, just kind of how you're feeling after putting ink to paper.
Um, I'm just fired up. I'm just fired up. Like obviously last night was a great win and kind of riding off the high of that. And I'm just like I said, just super excited, super fortunate, blessed. These are more than 3 words, I guess, but I'm just like I said, I'm just fired up to get going and continue to, like I said, stoke this fire here with this group, and continue to get the tank buzzing like last night. Like those are some great moments that make it worth it and make it fun. So I don't know, 3 words might be hard, but just really fired up and excited and
Well,
grateful.
for what it's worth, just fired up is 3 words, so we'll go with that.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, lastly, Meg, congratulations really just on the contract, on the marriage, on the kid on the way, a bunch of good things coming from your camp, man. So I just want to say congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Absolutely appreciate yours.
Finish up with Sheng here.
Hey, just want to ask how you're celebrating tonight.
Good question. I think me and my wife are just gonna have a little date night, maybe a little dinner, just to kind of process things and let things kind of just get a little quiet. We haven't even had time to. We've been on, getting the move situated and trying to build things for the baby and get the boxes undone and stuff. So we're just gonna have a probably quiet night and get some sleep and uh, we're still trying to figure out where dinner's gonna be.
All right, congrats again.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks everyone. Appreciate the time joining. Keith, congratulations again. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you guys. Cheers. Appreciate it.